grade scientists. I'm so glad you're here watching this playposit. We weren't able to do this lesson in class on the 16th because of the OLS being down that afternoon, but we're able to do it now. So to start us off, I have these two pictures of different clouds. So for picture 1, I want you to identify what type of cloud is shown, and 2, what type of weather is associated with that type of cloud. So we have that cloud right there, and then we have this cloud right here. So we have our two clouds. Again, what type of clouds are they, and what type of weather goes with those clouds? All right, you got it correct if you said that picture 1 had cirrus clouds. These clouds are high up in the sky and they are thin and wispy. And then the type of weather that is associated with them is fair weather, and usually these clouds, you'll see them before a change in the weather. So they kind of signal to us that our weather is about to change. For cloud 2, you got it correct if you said that these were stratus clouds. Stratus clouds cover the entire sky kind of like a blanket, and they will seem often like rain clouds. They're not our big thunderstorm clouds like lightning and that, but they are our rain clouds. So our weather is typically usually overcast and rainy weather. So today with this playposit, we are going to be covering these two Utah standards for science. Standard 1 is being able to identify the difference between a rock and a mineral, and then being able to name 4 main characteristics of a mineral. So we've talked about this before in the last playposit. If you did not watch that one, please go back and make sure you watch that playposit. So we've talked about the difference between a rock and a mineral is that rocks are made of more than one substance, like our Snickers here. It's made of the peanuts, the nougat, the chocolate, and the caramel. There are more things that go into it than just chocolate. Minerals are made of only one substance, and today we're actually going to learn about a special word, a vocabulary word of what that means when things are made of only one thing. So remember, rocks made of more than one substance, minerals made of just one. So here is a definition I want you to write down in your notebooks. Mineral, natural substances that form rocks. And be sure to add, minerals are made of one substance. So taking a look at these pictures, these are all different minerals. And I actually took these pictures when we did our 4th grade field trip to the Museum of Natural History. So if you are up in the Salt Lake area, you have access to seeing all of these minerals. Minerals are super cool, and I'm excited to kind of dive into them deeper and study them with you. So minerals can be identified or classified based on several characteristics that we are going to talk about today. We are going to talk about cleavage, hardness, color or streak, luster, and gravity or density. So these are the 5 main ways that scientists will study and identify and classify minerals. So let's get started. Cleavage means how the crystals break. So how do these minerals break? If you take this mineral here, it's called mica. When it breaks, it's going to pull apart in sheets. Like you can see here in this picture that it is pulling apart kind of in thin layers almost. So that's one way that a crystal or mineral can break. is if it breaks in sheets, or like this right here, this mineral is called galena, and when it breaks, it's going to separate into cubes like this. See how this picture has all these different cube type shapes within it? That's because it's made of those cubes. That's its crystal structure. So, cleavage means how the crystals break. Hardness is another one that we're going to talk about. So hardness means the mineral's ability to withstand scratching. And it was this scale to judge how hard the mineral is was invented by a geologist named Frederick Moe. So it's called the Mohs scale of hardness. Now, we do have the Mohs hardness scale, and it's related to Minecraft. I know a lot of you like Minecraft. So I have a video, I'll put it in the question here to watch, and go ahead and click this video, watch it to identify how Mohs hardness scale and Minecraft are related. Okay, it's a scale that is still used today. So you can see here, diamond is the hardest, so it gets the higher scale. And talc is the softest. If you take talc, you can actually scratch it with your fingernail. It's so soft. Another way that scientists identify or classify minerals is based on their color or streak. So the scientists are going to take the porcelain streak plate. You have one of these in your science box. It's not inside of your rocks and minerals collection, but it's just separate in the bottom of your science box. So scientists are going to take the mineral, and just like this picture here, they're going to kind of scratch it along this plate. And depending on the streak that it leaves and the color of the streak, they're able to classify it certain ways. Another way that scientists classify is luster. So it's kind of the way it shines and the way the light reflects off of the surface. Sometimes we might say, is it metallic or non-metallic? So this chart here shows different types of mineral luster. So you might hear the word adamantine. That means it's like sparkly, like a diamond. You might hear scientists use the term silky, meaning it kind of looks like silk. Or pearly, having the iridescence of, like, if you look at the inside of a shell, how it looks pearly, right? Scientists might use the term greasy. If the outside of the mineral looks like it's coated in oil or grease, they'll classify it as greasy. Scientists might say, well, it's kind of resinous, like amber, or it's vitreous, like a glass, or metallic. That's a common one. They'll say, is it metallic, or like shiny like a metal, or is it non-metallic? Is it kind of a dull surface? So these are different ways based on luster. So kind of how shiny it is, metallic or non-metallic, and scientists will use that to identify and classify into groups the different minerals. Another one is gravity. So gravity means, and density, how heavy is it? So different minerals will have different weights to them. If you hold a piece of hematite in one hand and a similar sized piece of talc in the other, you'll be able to feel a difference in their weights. Now, in your rock and mineral collection that K-12 sent you, you do actually have, oh, I thought you had you have talc. But so you can see that on our list, talc is kind of medium. And we could compare that with pyrite. So pyrite is number 14. Grab your sample 14, and grab your sample 15. You could hold them in each hand and feel that they're a little bit different. They're pretty close, because I mean they're about the same size, and on our scale they're almost the same size, right? If I were to, you can compare though that one is lighter than the other. All right, these are the main characteristics of a mineral, and I do want you to write these down in your science journal. These are the main important things for you to know about a mineral. Number 1, minerals occur naturally. They form in the Earth's crust. So they're not man-made or anything like that. They're going to form naturally. 2, minerals are solids. They are homogeneous. Sometimes you might hear it pronounced homogeneous. Same thing. That means, that's our vocabulary word that I talked about earlier. That means it's made of one substance. 3, minerals have a definite chemical composition or crystal structure. Just like we talked about how they'll break, that's based on how the crystals form to make the mineral. So that definite chemical composition and crystal structure is unique to the mineral. And 4, minerals do not come from living things. That means they are called inorganic. So they are not made from anything living. It's not like a fossil where it once was living. It's just inorganic, not made from anything that was living. So it's not made from a plant. It's just from the rocks and occurring naturally. So to review, rocks can be made up of more than one type of mineral. Rocks are made up of minerals, but not all minerals are rocks. Sometimes they get very confusing between the two, but they are very different. Okay, minerals. Minerals make up rocks. You can think of minerals like Legos. They are the little pieces that can be built together to make your rock. Minerals are pure. They're one type of substance, homogeneous. And 3, they have the distinctive characteristics like the color and streak, the hardness, the crystal structure or cleavage, how it's going to break. 4, minerals are the building blocks of rocks. So again, rocks are made from minerals. Minerals are not made from rocks. In the online school, there is a really cool experiment using your rock and mineral kit. So that kit that K-12 sent you, it's so cool. There's so many awesome things that you can discover with this kit. So if you want to do this experiment, it's in the online school. It's Unit 6, Lesson 3. You will need your K-12 Rocks and Minerals kit. You'll need a coin, a penny, and that's not provided. You'll need the porcelain streak plate. It is in your box, but it might be kind of in the bottom of the box somewhere. If you don't have it in your box, you can contact K-12 to get a new one, or you can just use any porcelain item that your parents will let you scratch against. You'll need a flashlight, not provided, and you'll need a nail, which is also not provided. So the experiment has you testing them based on the things we just talked about: the color and streak, The luster, is it metallic, non-metallic? The hardness, so you'll scratch it with your fingernail, you'll scratch it with the nail, you'll scratch it with the penny and see how hard it is. Okay. You'll just kind of do that experiment in the online school. Okay, thanks for watching. I have a cool website that I'll put in a question here, and it's for you to be able to see what minerals are in everyday objects around you. Like a mouse, what minerals are found within a computer mouse. So that website has just some fun experimenting to do with it. I do have a separate exit ticket that I'll also put in the question for you to click on. After you do that and you do this playposit, I will mark off Unit 6, Lessons 2 through 4. So you need to do two things. Okay? So you need to make sure to finish the playposit, and you need to do the exit ticket. Okay, thanks for watching. Have a great day, and I will see you in probably a couple weeks. We won't have a live science again until December because of meetings and stuff that I will be at. So we'll see you later.